Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, education or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
So today's stream is going to be a serious stream, although it's going to have bits and pieces of what you would label drama tied in. It is going to be a serious stream. Matter of fact, I will be taking you all to the Church of Granny today. Good morning. Kelsey, there is going to be a press conference today. And I know a lot of people are sitting on the edge of their seats, ready to hear what the police have to say, because they have been silent for a good bit. It's a horrific case. And honestly, it plays into what's been going on lately. So today's stream is going to be a serious stream, although it's going to have bits and pieces of what you would label drama tied in. It is going to be a serious stream. Matter of fact, I will be taking you all to the Church of Granny today, because I have about had it, and I'm sure many of you have as well. Hey, Dust, good morning. So we'll go ahead and wait for a few more people to come in. It was a last-minute stream. I think it's important to recognize what has happened here in Madeleine's case, how it happens. We'll never understand why it happens, but, you know, it is clear as day that Maddie was failed in one way or another. Hey, Sunflower Girl. Hey, Spitfire. Oh, have fun shopping with your granddaughter. I need to go spring shopping, and I can't stand it. With the kids, I can't stand it. I enjoy it alone. Hey, Lori. There you are. So, yeah, there's been a lot of, like, senseless drama, right? And that's what a lot of people tuning in watch it. That's what they think. They're like, oh, it's drama. And listen, we all love good drama. We are all drama people. You know, let's be honest. It goes back towards the history of time of us just being drama enjoyers. But some of this has surpassed drama. Hey, Christy. And the fact that it is even categorized as or recognized as or enjoyed as is really concerning. There is nothing to be taken lightly or to be dismissed about calling somebody a pedo, especially when it's done out of anger. Not only do those type of words get people killed, okay, but it also, it diminishes the actual problem, right? It diminishes the word. The other day, we have heard 3 people be called that. 3 people by one man has been called, you know, and what are the chances? What are the odds that these 3 people? So one person, good morning, Love and Laundry. Hey, Julie's. That just blows my mind. They do that. Me too, Chrissy. It actually makes me sick. And one person that was accused of it was Ludwig, Jason, who comes in our chat. I don't know if you guys remember when Ernie was up here, he made a whole story up. He said that Jason not only sold alcohol to a minor, but that he lied to police with this, I believe he said she was 12-year-old girl in the car, and he created this whole narrative. He created this whole narrative that Jason was, in fact, grooming a child. Okay? Hey, Copa. Well, sure enough, as predicted, Janine actually came in and made the comment, Ernie got it wrong. So here is Jason's charge. Purchased alcohol beverage by a minor. That means that Jason purchased Jason alcohol, likely using a fake ID, whatever it may be, who knows. But Ernie puts at the top of it, told you Jason was charged with it. That's all I said, LOL. It's not all you said, Ernie. You created an entire fantasy about a child being involved in it and him being inappropriate with said child. This was in 2003. Unfortunately, there are some women that are backing up this campaign that people are predators, that they're pedos, right? And they go on every single day. They're saying this and they're doing that. And of course, Their newest to the club is our famous stalker here, Heather. Now, at one point, me and Heather had a few text messages exchanged, and she did say to me that she's a horrible mother. And I tried to console her and make her feel better, but I'm realizing now why you are. Here is the seriousness of the allegations. And I'm not saying this to be nasty. I'm not saying this to be anything but factual on what I'm saying. You have this woman, schmoodles, if you will, that starts an online relationship with a man. She talks to him for a few months after being his moderator for a few months, and they make plans to meet. Before even meeting, she tattoos his name on her arm. They have conversations about marriage and having children. She says that her children listen in to his broadcasts. Don't forget that part. So much so that her children, or her child, one or the other, under the age of 16, drew a photo of Morbid, and she mailed it off to him. So it's needless to say that if this relationship had worked out, that she flew all the way to California for, that after the police escorted her off the property, she was phoning the next day asking to be picked back up and given a second chance. And we are to believe her allegations, then she would have been introducing her children, and has already introduced, thank goodness, not in the physical format, but to an alleged pedo. By her standards, she claims that he is a pedo. So you failed yourself and your children when you were so willy-nilly willing to bring this man into your children's lives without doing zero research at all. And ever since then, you continue to neglect by spending majority of your days and nights on YouTube. Which brings me back to Heather and her saying that she's a horrible mother. These two were in a live stream as I was live last night. I ended my stream around 11 p.m. They carried on way into the morning hours. And until this morning, they were on panel up to 5 hours. Both of these two claim to have young dependents. It's an actual problem. It is neglectful. It is concerning. And you have no business judging me as a mother. Thank you so much for the PayPal. Thank you. And that's pathetic, Dots. I have not, Mimi Ski, and I will. Sky, I have not, and I will. They're still alive, and that's pathetic, because you would think these children, you know, mom needs a good night of rest so mom can get up and take care of the child and whatever. And unfortunately, they don't. And this is why we end up with cases such as we have with Maddie, such as we have, oh yeah, I believe it, with Audrey. This is why children such as Sebastian just disappear from home. And most importantly, this is why we have children that lives get taken. I just watched about a woman who went off to Punta Cana, leaving her toddler home alone for 7 days to fend for herself. Needless to say, that baby passed away. How do these people interact in their real lives if they are constantly in YouTube world, spending their time obsessing over other people who I don't give a shit about you? This has been going on for 2 years with Heather, just obsessing over me. It is concerning. It doesn't matter which side of the so-called community you stand on. At one point or another, every single person has acknowledged that this person is utterly obsessed. But it is also concerning when you have minor children. And here we are today, right? We have Madeline Soto. Her life was taken from her, 13 years old. You know why? Because mom's boyfriend was a creep. Mom's boyfriend was a creep. And for years, that little girl was abused under her own roof by somebody that she should have been able to trust, that her mother trusted. So clearly, she was failed. Why? Because unfortunately, there are mothers like Schmoodles, there are mothers like Jennifer that will always put themselves before their children. They don't do the proper research, they don't pay enough attention, and or they don't even have custody, which, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. Because you certainly don't deserve it. And I'm curious today, when they do a press conference for Madeline, I'm curious if we hear that Jennifer ends up going to jail, or if she has any charges, or if they're looking at her, or if they're going to clear her. But I think at the very least she was neglectful. And I think a lot of these so-called mothers that are up all night long talking useless drama instead of reading their children a nighttime book, or tucking them in, or I don't know, getting a nice rest so you can wake them up the next morning, get them some breakfast, prep them for school, and send them on their way and give them a kiss. I think you're pitiful. I think you should be embarrassed. And I think you have no right whatsoever ever judging another person or their parenting. But you know what I've come to learn? The people that are usually the quickest to go off about somebody's parenting are the ones that either lost custody themselves or have had CPS intervention. And the amount of children that CPS fails, don't get me started on that either. Amen, MTB. But some of these people rather sit online and talk about a female across the country that doesn't give two shits about them. It blows my mind. Full to me, May, Noodle, Schmoodle, which brings me to my next thing. I know she's feeling like really cool because she finally has some people even giving a shit about her type of thing. And, you know, you feel like you're fitting in and you got another person up there to obsess with you. And, you know, it's all cute and everything. But here's the thing. It's all fun and games until they get the response, right? That is a problem. Good morning, Samantha and Marianne. It absolutely breaks my heart, again, that there are children that are dependent on these two. It is concerning. And usually I don't go that low. I don't. But if you're going to spend 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours speaking on me, speaking on my parenting, speaking on everything you can about me, it is pathetic. Well, Kraken, he's going to be shut up really quick because the next knock at the door is not going to be one that's going to be by a polite young man holding a fucking Bible. Okay? And that is not a threat. Amen, Halton Haley. I do mine during the day when they're at school or after I have everything done, after I do the whole cooking of dinner. And some of these people don't. They are online day and night. You cannot tell me, you cannot convince me that they have 5 children, that they have toddlers, and or that, quite frankly, they have any activity in their real lives at all. So this is over in their new male version of May, and this is what they're commenting. Do any of you find this funny? Does anybody find it funny to say, if you know Morbus Dad's number, I will take it? You're going to contact somebody's elderly parent over YouTube insanity? This is somebody who was in a chat telling me they unsubscribed to me because of the way Morbus supported Laura, and they support Laura. Well, I don't know if you're aware, but the chat you were in making your disgusting racist comments, also attacked Laura, you moron. Sorry about that. I would call him, but I think I rang the wrong number. Because they're Asian. So not only do they dox, not only are they okay with going in real life, but they're also racist. Right, Copa, right. If she's about protecting the women and the children, then yes, that's the last chat she should be in. But they're not doing their homework. They're not doing their research. What they're doing is they're hate bonding. Again, anybody can go look at Ernie's stream when I was on panel, and you can see how much Schmoodles was complaining about the chatter that she hate bonded with last night. Because he also trashed you. Several times, Shmay. He trashed you a lot of times. But he's also gone after your girl, Marie, you racist. You real life going racist. He's also gone after Laura. But today's not really about that. Although I do believe that these people are harmful, they are dangerous, and they are neglectful. It surprised me as well, Kelsey. I was shocked to see that. But that's what happens. That's what happens with when people like that come together and they find their true crew, right? They feed off each other and their true, nasty, bigotry, hateful, real-life dachshund selves come out in full format. But nobody better defends Morbid. It's unbelievable. So this is how we end up in situations like we're at today, where you have this young, beautiful girl who tragically had her life taken from her after years of abuse because mom cared more about the boyfriend, in my opinion, than she did her daughter. And that's how I stand on it. You're out here obsessing online about an ex-boyfriend you tatted on your arm and calling him a pedo. What does it say about you? Hey, Jude.
February 25th was Madeline Soto's 13th birthday party. A big day in any child's life, celebrating the end of one phase and the start of the next, the teen years. But tragically for Madeline, this was not the beginning of her teen years. It was the end of her life.
Because this on the screen, this is the reality. That people who are victims of pedos, this is the reality of what they go through. It is not a word to be thrown around lightly because you're angry at somebody online. Well, Genevieve, they also accepted their friend Laugh, who said a 13-year-old girl who was RAPED'd by a 32-year-old man 4 times. They accepted the blame being placed on a child. These people don't stand for the cause they're out here screaming. They're doing it for revenge. Nothing more, nothing less. It is a personal vendetta due to rejection, and they're out to destroy this person's life. And I'll tell you what, I don't know why he hasn't sued her yet and shut her up, but I do it quicker than she could spike up her next live stream.
She was reported missing the next day, but investigators believe she was already dead by 8:19 the following morning.